Hi guys, good day and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are talking about fasting and ulcer. Yes, I'm very sure a lot of us, some of us, we just finished maybe our church fasting, personal fast, all of those kind of things, those long-term fasting, and we feel like, hope I'm not going to develop ulcer after this fasting. My tummy is feeling somehow. My stomach is doing me somehow. I hope it's not this fasting that has brought this ulcer. I fasted for so long period of time, and now I'm having ulcer. I'm here to clarify that. Yes, and let me just start by saying fasting does not cause ulcer. Yes, I said that. Quote me and quote me well. Fasting does not cause ulcer. Let me explain now. What is ulcer itself? Let's start from that part. What is ulcer? Ulcer simply means wound. Okay, so ulcer is an I wanted to say ulcer is an ulceration. Ulcer is a wound anywhere. So we can have mouth ulcer, you can have leg ulcer, you can have ulcer anywhere because ulcer is a wound. Okay, so when we are now talking of the stomach ulcer that is common, is just what it means is that there is a wound in your stomach. It can be anywhere, not necessarily the stomach. It can be anywhere, maybe your intestine or anywhere, esophagus, anywhere. So that is the ulcer that people are used to, like I have ulcer, that kind of thing you get. So, and basically there are two things that can cause ulcer. Yes, basically, like even the cause of ulcer is actually just one, but another thing can also bring up ulcer. Now the first thing that actually, and that's the main thing that causes ulcer, is an organism, is a microorganism, and the name of this organism is called Helicobacter pylori, H pylori, as I pronounced Helicobacter pylori. So it is this Helicobacter pylori that causes ulcer. What it does is that it feeds on wherever it is residing, maybe your stomach. It feeds on the lining of the stomach. Now let me try to explain something to us about the stomach. There's an acid. We have acid in our stomach. Yes, it has its own function, so it is good that it is there. If it is too much, that's when it causes problem. Or if there's a wound on your stomach, of course, if there's a wound and you put acid, it's gonna burn you. So that is when it is not good. Okay, so this acid, it is there, but the reason why on a normal day we don't feel pain or it doesn't burn us is because there's something called mucosal layer, like a lining on your stomach. Now I'm using stomach, also can be anywhere, but I'm just specific about stomach so that you will understand. It is like the mucosal lining is surrounding the inside of your stomach. Let's say for example this is your stomach. Okay, so all this my palm now, like this is the mucosal lining, and this lining is preventing the penetration of the effect of acid. Do you understand? Acid is there, yes, but the reason why we don't feel that acid is there is because that lining is protecting us, is protecting the stomach from feeling the effect of acid. But when Helicobacter pylori, that microorganism, gets there and start feeding, it will shed off that lining that is protecting you from feeling the acid, and hence the acid will touch the wound that the Helicobacter pylori has caused, and you will feel the acid. That is what brings up ulcer. So it's not because you're fasting, it's not because you are going through stress, it's not because, it's because you have H pylori. And another thing that can cause ulcer is prolonged use of NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. These are drugs that should not be taken without prescription. That means except it is being prescribed to you by your physician, you should not take non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Example of them is diclofenac. For people that any small thing, diclofenac, ibuprofen, all of those kind of drugs, they are not good for you to take them for too long. You should take them only with prescription for a certain period of time. Another thing I want to talk about is how do we get this H. pylori, because it seems like it's one big name, like maybe it's one organism that is going to come and say, open your mouth, I want to enter your stomach. But no, we can get this H. pylori anywhere, but usually from poor hygiene, like maybe from your cooking utensils, from your water that you're using, anything that enters your mouth like this. It's possible for you to get H. pylori from that. But Now, there's something called associated factors. We also call them risk factors. These are things that can increase your chances of getting something. Okay, now this is where we come that prolonged dry intermittent fast can be a risk factor for ulcer. It does not mean it causes ulcer. Do you understand? Fasting does not cause ulcer, yes, but if you have the chances of developing ulcer, or if you have that microorganism already residing inside, and one funny thing about this H. pylori is that it can stay inactive in the abdomen for a long period of time. It can stay there and you would not even know that you have it except you do tests. So it is until the risk factor, for example, let's say there's somebody, the person already has H. pylori, but the person does not know. So the person now fasting regularly, and the H. pylori now starts to feed on the mucosal lining of that person's stomach. Then the person can get ulcer. Now, the ulcer the person is getting is not because the person fasted, but it's because there's an H. pylori there, which the effect of that H. pylori was prompted because of that long fasting. I really hope you understand. Another thing that can be a risk factor is stress. Now, this stress is like extreme. Stress does not cause ulcer. If you're going through extreme stress, it does not mean you're going to have ulcer. But if you have the microorganism that's causing ulcer, then you're likely going to have ulcer if you go through stress alongside with the microorganism. So how do you know you have the microorganism or not? From tests. Thank God for medical laboratory practitioners. They are there to, perform the test. So there are a lot of diagnostic tests you can do to confirm if you have the microorganism in you or not. That is the only surest way. Okay, that is one of the ways to know if you have ulcer, or if you are gonna I wouldn't say we are going to have ulcer, something like that. And there are still other tests you can do. You can go for endoscopy. There are a lot of tests, but basically the most important is just to do the Helicobacter pylori test to know if there is the organism that is causing ulcer, if it is there. There are other associated factors like bad eating habits, hereditary, smoking, drinking alcohol. By the way, I'm very sure you know that smoking and drinking alcohol is not good for your health. I'll do a video another time to talk about that. So smoking, taking alcohol, bad eating habits, eating too much of spicy food, all those like spice, anything, not just pepper, anything, all those Maggi, salt, current, it should not be too much. Okay, so yes, so now I still want to talk about the management now, because most of the time people are like, I have ulcer, I'm taking Jacor, I have ulcer. No, but how do you know you have ulcer? That's the first question I always ask people. Okay, you say you have ulcer, how do you know? Because any small abdominal pain like this, it is ulcer. So you need to do a test for you to be sure you have ulcer. So your management is dependent on what causes your ulcer. Okay, so if they confirm that you have H. pylori, we are going to take antibiotics. After being given antibiotics, we have something called proton pump inhibitor. This PPI, they reduces the amount of acid inside of your stomach. Example of them is omeprazole. Then you can be given antacids like a temporary relief. Example of antacids, Jepro, Mistmag, we have a lot of them. But the most important thing is, even if you're taking drugs for your ulcer and your lifestyle, your eating habit is still poor, then you're doing yourself a very, very bad thing. Yes. So while you're on your drugs, while you're on anything, just ensure that you still have a good eating habit and a good lifestyle generally, healthy lifestyle generally. So with this few points of mine, I hope I've been able to educate you that fasting does not cause ulcer. I've read some research that some intermittent short-term fasting can aid your ulcer to heal quickly. Yes. So this time, it's not as if you're doing like 100 days dry fasting, no food, just water. No, but you may fast like maybe from morning to like afternoon or evening and afternoon, and when you want to eat, you just eat vegetables, some certain fruits that you can eat, then a good course one, maybe one course meal like that. You just have a good eating habit, and just fasting, because if you're fasting to aid the wound to quickly heal up, you get, if you're living well. For your ulcer to heal up, it's not just one factor that would it's not one factor that will determine how fast your ulcer will heal. There are a lot of things, and part of it is your drug, your lifestyle, your eating habits, everything generally. Okay, so I hope you've learned. So now, if they ask you to fast in church, please fast though. Don't say, I don't want to fast because I have ulcer. But if you have ulcer, you can strategically plan your fasting so that it will not affect you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up by liking, share, and comment below. The next time we are seeing, just take care of yourself and be good, and keep living healthy. Bye.